Learning objectives. After completing this module, learners will be able to understand and describe democracy in the context of South Africa, understand the need of a constitution for a country, understand in depth how the Indian Constitution took shape, explain with reasons who formed our Constituent Assembly and why, understand and explain in detail the philosophy of our Constitution, understand and explain the key words in the preamble of our Constitution. Democratic Constitution in South Africa. Nelson Mandela and the struggle against apartheid. Nelson Mandela, the South African leader of the African National Congress, fought a long battle against apartheid in his country. He, along with 7 other leaders, was sentenced to life imprisonment by the white South African government in 1964. Apartheid was a system of racial discrimination which divided people on the basis of skin color. The whites considered themselves superior to all non-whites. Non-whites were denied several rights and the law was oppressive for them. The protests by blacks, colored, and Indians against the repressive laws intensified in 1950. The African National Congress led the movement. The white minority government soon realized that it was impossible to keep the blacks under their rule anymore. In 1992, after 28 long years, Nelson Mandela was released from the jail. The new Constitution. In 1994, the apartheid government was replaced by a multiracial government. Nelson Mandela became the first president of the Republic of South Africa. They adopted a new and most democratic constitution in the world in 1996. Forgetting the past sufferings, the new government appealed all fellow blacks to forgive the atrocities of the whites. It sought cooperation of all the races to make South Africa a country based on equality, democratic values, and social justice. Why do we need a constitution? After attaining independence, the black majority of South Africa wanted to ensure its social and economic rights, whereas the white minority was worried about losing its privileges and safety for its property. After enough discussions, both the parties agreed to the principle of majority rule and that of one person, one vote. The blacks agreed that majority rule would not be absolute and the properties of the whites would not be taken away. Though they arrived at a compromise, it was not easy to implement it. Possibility of a breach of trust could not be ruled out. The only way to maintain trust was formation of some basic rules followed by all people living together in the country. The set of basic rules that determines the power of elected government and ensures fundamental rights to the citizens is called Constitution. Not just South Africa, every country across the globe needs to draft its constitution. Constitution plays a vital role in many respects. 1. It generates the most required trust and coordination for people of different classes to coexist. 2. It lays down how a government would be constituted and who shall have the power to take which decisions. 3. It sets limits to the powers enjoyed by a government and defines the rights of the citizens. 4. It expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. Making of Indian Constitution. Drafting a constitution for a diverse country like India was a difficult task. But a lot of consensus on the shape the democratic India would take post-independence had evolved during the freedom struggle. Despite differences, our leaders were unanimous about making India a democratic country. In 1928, Motilal Nehru and 8 other Congress leaders drafted a constitution for India. In 1931, the resolution passed at the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress defined certain objectives to be necessarily incorporated in the Indian Constitution. Both of these attempts had certain things in common, like inclusion of universal adult franchise, right to freedom and equality, and protection of minority rights. Our leaders had worked closely with the British institutions. Hence, they knew the importance and role of various institutions in governing a country. In 1937, elections to provincial assemblies were held across British India. All popular political parties of India participated in these elections. These were not fully democratic governments, yet our leaders got a chance to understand the functioning of a government. It helped them in setting up and managing our own institutions later on. Our nationalist leaders drew inspiration from various constitutions. They adopted and modified the best of each as per the local needs. Our constitution has influences from democracy in France, parliamentary system in Britain, fundamental rights in the US, and socialism in Russia. The Constituent Assembly. Elections to the Constituent Assembly were held in July 1946. Its first meeting was held in December 1946. In 1947, the country was divided into India and Pakistan. The Constituent Assembly too had to be divided as Constituent Assembly of India and Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. The Constituent Assembly of India had 299 members. The Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949 and came into effect on 26 January 1950. Since there was no universal adult franchise at that time, the Constituent Assembly could not be chosen directly by the people of India. It was elected by the members of the existing provincial assemblies. Yet, it had a fair representation of people from different language groups, castes, classes, religions, and occupations. The Constituent Assembly worked in a systematic, transparent, and consensual manner. A fair debate and discussion was held on each and every issue and everyone was heard before arriving at a decision. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was appointed the chairman of the drafting committee. After several rounds of discussions and more than 2,000 amendments in 114 days spread over a period of 3 years, our constitution took its final shape. Guiding values of the Indian Constitution. Philosophy of our Constitution. To understand the philosophy of our Constitution, we need to understand the preamble to our Constitution. In a Constitution, a short statement about its basic values is called the preamble to the Constitution. The key words in the preamble of the Constitution of India are "We the people of India" means that the Constitution was drawn and enacted by the people of India through their representatives. It was not handed down by any king or an outside power. Sovereign. Sovereignty means that India is a free country and no external power can dictate the government of India. The British had proposed a dominion state for India, which meant it would have been a country under the British monarchy. The Constituent Assembly rejected the idea and preferred full freedom. Socialist. The Indian socialism is based on generation of wealth by the society and sharing of wealth equally by the society. The government reduces socio-economic inequality by regulating the ownership of land and industry. Secular. India does not have any official state religion. Citizens are free to follow any religion or faith. The government treats all religious beliefs and practices with equal respect. Democratic. In this form of government, people enjoy equal political rights and elect their leaders. The government, run according to some basic rules, is accountable to its citizens. Guiding values of the Indian Constitution. Republic. It means that President of India, who is the head of the state, is an elected person. It is not a hereditary position. Justice. The government would not discriminate between citizens on the basis of caste, religion, and gender. It would work for the welfare of poor and oppressed to eliminate social inequalities. Liberty. Citizens are granted full freedom to express their opinions and act in a way suitable to them. Equality. All are equal before the law, regardless of their socio-economic conditions. The government shall ensure equal opportunity for all. Fraternity. Each citizen should respect the spirit of brotherhood. No one should treat a fellow citizen as inferior. Institutional design. A constitution is not just a statement of values and philosophy. It is about incorporating these values in institutional arrangements. It was felt that the Constitution must be in keeping with the aspirations of the people and changing society. Thus, a provision for constitutional amendments was made. The Indian Constitution lays down a procedure as to how a government can be formed. It defines the extent of powers enjoyed by various organs of the government. It also provides some rights to the citizens which cannot be violated by the government. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Nelson Mandela, the South African leader of the African National Congress, fought a long battle against apartheid in his country. In 1994, the apartheid government was replaced by a multiracial government. The set of basic rules that determines the power of the elected government and ensures fundamental rights to the citizens is called Constitution. In 1928, Motilal Nehru and 8 other Congress leaders drafted a constitution for India. In 1931, the resolution passed at the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress defined certain objectives to be necessarily incorporated in the Indian Constitution: inclusion of universal adult franchise, right to freedom and equality, and protection of minority rights were common to both of these attempts. In 1937, elections to provincial assemblies were held across British India. Our Constitution has influences from democracy in France, parliamentary system in Britain, fundamental rights in the US, and socialism in Russia. The Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949 and came into effect on 26 January 1950.